It's a machine made by a manufacturer known for quality, and this one gets you a lot of bang for your buck. It's a new best value in heat exchange boiler espresso machines with E61 group and adjustable temperatures. Hey espresso lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love with the Profitec Pro 400. If quality and value are important to you when making purchase decisions, this one is worth a look. It's new for 2022 and comes in at a price hundreds of dollars less than similar machines with fewer features. Coming up, I'll give you all the details. I'll take you inside the machine for a look at components and construction, have test results for brew temperatures and steaming performance, talk about customizing options and what comes in the box. But first, a quick tease of a standard feature package you won't get on more expensive machines. How about externally adjustable brew pressure? Automatic pre-infusion you can turn on or off. A dual manometer for boiler and brew pressure. A 3-position temperature selector to match your coffee type or easily increase steam pressure and get you turbo froth. Plus, custom touches like a gorgeous tapered group head and 4 disclet color inserts for steam and hot water knobs. More on all of those coming up. The Pro 400 is the most affordable machine in Profitec's catalog, and its price is hundreds of dollars less than similar machines from other manufacturers lacking similar features. If your counter space is at a premium, the Pro 400 is just 9 inches wide. For scale, here it is next to an ECM Synchronica that's about 6 inches wider. It's a heat exchange boiler machine, so you can brew and steam simultaneously. A 2.8-liter water reservoir supplies the quiet vibration pump, which feeds a 1.6-liter insulated stainless steel boiler. The casework is all stainless, polished up front, brushed on the sides and back. The base is one piece with a textured finish. A dual manometer gives you readings on boiler and brew pressure. The machine can be equipped with flow control. Now, I won't go deep into it here, but with flow control, you can custom craft your extractions to, say, reduce brightness in fresh specialty coffees, bring out more sweetness, or maybe avoid bitter flavors in darker roasts. If you'd like to learn more, check out my video linked up here or down in the description, featuring 2 very easy flow profiles that produce big results. Now, the Pro 400 is not a PID machine, but using its marquee feature, you can easily change your brew temp using the 3-position switch under the right side of the machine. Push forward for lower temperatures, set to the middle for a higher brew temp, and push up in the back for the highest temperature and extra milk frothing power. Now, I like to adjust this using the roast level of my coffee beans as a guide. I use the cooler front in position for dark roasts and the middle position for medium and light roasts. I save the rear end position for extra frothing power and do not recommend it for espresso brewing because it's too hot at around 208 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, after making your espresso at the front or middle in position, push it into the rear position and steam pressure quickly rises for extra frothing power. In other non-PID machines, if you want to change boiler temps or steam pressure, you have to open the machine up to get at the pressure stat to adjust. The 3-temperature switch gets you capabilities close to a PID machine without the higher price tag. So, what brew temperatures and steam pressures will you get at various settings? Well, I ran my own test to find out, and we'll see how my results match up with the numbers published in Profitec's manual. For my test, I followed the procedure used by Profitec. I allowed the machine to fully warm up and start at the lowest setting. For measurement, I'm using both the E61 group-mounted gauge, which I really like with this machine, I'll tell you why in a minute, and a SCASE device used by the Specialty Coffee Association to get the most accurate reading possible of brew water on the coffee. Now, prior to each test, I did a 2-second flush and then noted the average temperature over a 30-second simulated extraction on the E61 temperature probe and the more accurate SCASE temperature. Here are the results of my temperature tests. Set to the front position, idle brew head temp on the group mounted gauge was 194.4 Fahrenheit. Average SCASE temp was 195. Pressure in the boiler was 1 bar. Set in the middle position, idle group temp was 201.9, average SCASE temp was 202, and boiler pressure was 1.35 bar. At the rear position, the group was 207.9, average SCASE temp was 208, and boiler pressure was 1.65 bar. Compared to Profitec's published temperatures, my SCASE readings were within 1 degree Fahrenheit at all 3 settings. As mentioned, I like the available E61 group thermometer accessory on this machine. Notice how closely its idle temperature matches Profitec's published temperatures and the results of my SCASE test. The group thermometer gives users a very good reading of actual brew temps. So if you're very particular, it's a useful tool with nearly the accuracy of a SCASE at a much lower price. To test milk steaming times at the 3 boiler settings, I performed our standard test of the time it takes to take 5 ounces of milk from the fridge, starting in the mid-40s in the pitcher, to a finished temp of about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Starting boiler pressure, again, it's ranged from that 1 bar at the lowest setting up to 1.65 bar at the highest setting. At the highest setting, it was 21 seconds to finish, 25 seconds for the middle setting, and 28 seconds for the lowest setting. Not only does the highest setting reduce steaming time by up to 25%, but produces a more vigorous roll in the pitcher. Now, if you're newer to frothing, it could even be too much, but those with experience will appreciate the higher steaming pressure. As mentioned in the last section, I don't recommend making espresso at the highest setting, but once you've started an espresso, you could flip the switch to high for extra steaming power without really changing your brew temperature. You'll reach max pressure in about 30 seconds, but you could definitely start steaming sooner and have more pressure building as the boiler will continually heat while you're steaming. You could think of it maybe as a turbo froth switch. Just be sure to set the switch back to the middle or front in position when you're done to keep brew water in the espresso temperature range. The Pro 400 has an automatic pre-infusion mode. When turned on, lift the brew lever and the pump runs for 5 seconds, then pauses for 3 seconds. After that, the pump comes back on and continues running until the brew lever is lowered. The pre-infusion is gentle due to the slow increase in pressure of the vibration pump. Potential benefits of pre-infusion include swelling the coffee prior to full pressure brewing to help prevent channeling, and giving fresh from roast coffees a moment to off gas prior to full pressure to help reduce bright and acidic flavors. Eco mode is another feature you can turn on or off. When enabled, heating of the boilers is switched off after 90 minutes of inactivity to save power. Raising and lowering the brew lever or operating the main power switch reactivates boiler heating after the machine enters eco mode. The Pro 400 has a more industrial look than other Profitec machines, with a brushed stainless single-piece housing making up the back and sides, which wrap to a mirror-finished front panel. It has standard valves for steam and hot water, while Profitec's more expensive machines use quarter-turn sprung valves. The knobs come pre-installed with blue disklets, but users can customize with red, green, or yellow, which are included with the machine. Wands are no burn, and the steam wand feeds a 2-hole tip. A dual manometer gives readings of boiler and brew pressure. The E61 group has a custom taper similar to those on many ECM machines. With its narrow width, the drip tray is smaller. It has to tilt out slightly to remove for emptying, so you're going to want to be careful of overfilling. Under the drip tray, there's a hidden storage area for a backflush disc and an extra steam tip. Now, if you watch my videos, you know one of my favorite things is to pop the hood and have a look at what's inside. Before we go inside, notice under the cup warming tray, The OPV adjustment is fully exposed, allowing for brew pressure adjustment without removing the case. That's a relatively uncommon feature on the majority of HX boiler machines, including the Rocket Apartmento and even Profitec's own 500. You have to remove panels to get at the OPV adjustment. And getting inside some machines, it's going to be a real hassle. On the Pro 400, that's not the case. Remove 4 exposed 2.5 millimeter Allen head bolts, and the single piece making up the side and rear panels comes right off. From there, you can access the majority of components. The 400 joins the high-end ECM Synchronica and older ExpoBar Brutus machines as one of the easiest machines to open up. And with just 6 more screws, the top cover and water reservoir support are out of the way. Components, they're high quality and laid out to protect electronics from heat and water. Moisture from the vacuum relief on the boiler is vented to the drip tray. Excellent pump mounts reduce noise and make the Pro 400 a near whisper quiet vibration pump machine. In the box with the Pro 400, you get single and double spout portafilters and filter baskets, a blind filter basket for pressure adjustment and back flushing, a real usable tamper, the colored disklets for customizing the knobs, a group brush, and a user's manual. The Profitec Pro 400 is a solid and well-built machine and currently the most affordable machine in their lineup. It has a package of features not found on similar but more expensive machines from other manufacturers, like the easy-to-adjust brew temperatures using the 3-way switch, automatic pre-infusion, dual manometer for monitoring steam and brew pressure, externally adjustable brew pressure, and of course, legendary Profitec quality inside and out. Now, it's not a PID machine, but does allow you to easily select temperatures based on coffee roast level and kick up to higher temperature for extra steaming power. If you want to take things up a notch, Profitec's Pro 500 PID is worth a look, and you can check it out in my video using the link up here or down in the description. On the 500, you're going to get the PID, a shot timer, massive quarter-turn sprung valves, a larger boiler, and drip tray. Well, I do hope that's helped you out. If you have any questions on the Pro 400 or anything coffee, use the comments and I'll get you a detailed answer. And if you love coffee and espresso as much as I do, I invite you to subscribe. I'm Mark. Thanks for watching, and be sure to come back soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love.